Hello there, and you're very welcome to the first in the series of The Queue. It's a new 6-part series that's going to keep you up to date on everything that happens in the Fingal area up until February 2010. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Ciara. And for the next 30 minutes, we will bring you a jam-packed show full of current affairs, entertainment, and we'll even throw in a bit of the Christmas sparkle.
We'll be out in Donabate where they recently turned on the Christmas lights, and if you pay particular attention, you can see some famous faces.
Lisa Cassidy, our holistic reporter, is in the studio chatting to us about fertility treatments.
But first up, here's a music producer that's just on the cusp of hitting the mainstream. Fingal native Dave Campbell has recently signed to UK label Lakeland Records, and our entertainment reporter Shauna Hickey went to his music studio for a chat.
Hi FCTV, I'm here in Swords with Dave Campbell. Hi Dave.
How's it going, John?
So Dave, would you kindly tell our FCTV viewers who you are and what you do?
My name is Dave Campbell. I'm a freelance producer, engineer, musician based in around the Fingal Swords area, and just want to talk about a few of the up and coming bands that are on the scene and around Fingal and what's going on.
Thanks. Dave, how did you get interested in this line of work?
Well, I've been interested in music for a very, very long time. I started playing music at a very young age. Was classically trained sax player for a lot of my teen years. We then kind of got into music technology, playing keyboards, synthesizers, programming, sound design, then into production and engineering.
So did you know of any Fingal bands here in the area that caught your eye?
Yeah, there's a few bands that are on the way up.
Yeah.
There's a few are doing a little bit more successfully than others, but
yeah,
like I said, it's a very long road to success. Revolver 87, I mean, they're a pretty good band based in around the Swords area.
Yeah.
Currently recording their debut album. Don't know when it's going to be released just yet, but it could be worth taking a look at once it's done. There's also another band, Mescalito, been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
Well worth going to see if you can see it. A nice bunch of lads, great musicians also. Who else would there be? There'd be so it's 21 Demands. Everybody knows them in around the Fingal area. They're currently recording their debut album. I think they're also doing a video.
Oh, brilliant.
And they're working with a world-class producer, a fellow by the name of Steve Harris, who's worked with like the Kaiser Chiefs and U2 and Santana, you know, so they're in good hands.
That'd be one to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to hearing their album.
So, do you work on any projects yourself?
There's a few projects that I'm working on at the moment, a few lads here and there, but my main project that I'd be involved in would be with my good friend Terence McGurk.
Yeah.
He'd be the lyricist that I do an awful lot of work with, a project called the Privy Council, which is just our own kind of brainchild.
Yeah.
The outline of our body with its feeble mind play.
How did that all begin?
Well, I know Terry quite a long time, over 10 years now, and we were in a band together years ago. Now, the band split up, but it was a great experience after doing gigs and packing away all the stuff and setting it up, and I mean it was long hours, but it was a good experience.
Good fun, exactly.
Unfortunately, the band split up, like I said, but we kind of continued to work together, you know, stay in contact, and now we have 2 albums released and working on a third one.
Fantastic. So Dave, do you think bands would benefit for getting in contact with FCTV?
I think any publicity for any of the up and coming bands, I mean, is a great thing, you know, and I know it is tough. I haven't spent a lot of my youth in bands, and stay with it, and like I said, Fingal TV can do that for them even better, you know, or like I said, send it off to local radio stations, try and get a plug, and try and get some gigs going with some other mates that have bands, and get a crowd and get a buzz going in around the Fingal area, because I mean, it's not bad, but it could do it coming up a notch or two.
Exactly.
You know.
That's brilliant advice. Thank you very much, Dave. So there you go, FCTV. If you're a local band looking for a bit of publicity, get in contact with us.
Next up, we have our holistic reporter, Lisa Cassidy. Lisa is a licensed acupuncturist and holistic healthcare practitioner from the Fingal area, and she's going to be talking to us about fertility treatment. Thanks for coming in to us, Lisa.
Hi, Ciara.
So why would you recommend holistic therapy for fertility treatment?
Well, Ciara, a lot of women are actually discovering the health benefits of holistic treatments, and a lot of women are discovering they can enhance their fertility through holistic therapies like acupuncture, herbs, manual lymphatic drainage, massage, and if they're going through something like an IVF, they can really up their chances of success.
Okay, and so is it one method for every woman, or what does it entail?
No. What the beauty is with Chinese medicine and holistic therapies is that they're really tailored to each particular person.
Okay.
So if your client walks in and they actually, I'm happy to hear about their Western medical diagnosis, and but we will always delve deeper. We ask, you know, a lot of questions over about an hour and a half consultation, and we try to find out how we can bring the body back into harmony. And I mean, that's all across the board, but for fertility, it really, really is showing to be successful.
Excellent.
And is this just a female thing, or can the lads get in on it too?
They can indeed. I'm glad you asked, because recent findings have shown that you know, infertility, 40% of infertility can be a male factor. And I've often treated couples together because it can be mixed patterns of infertility, and sometimes it could be dietary changes, it could be just, you know, cooling the body. You know, for men, they really need to look to kind of keeping the body at a certain temperature, be it the no tighty whities, the boxer shorts, no cycling, no hot tubs, no saunas, and cutting down on alcohol for both partners. Caffeine in particular has been shown to have a detrimental effect on fertility for both partners, so you have to be really, really careful.
And now we're going to take a look at Lisa actually carrying out an acupunctural treatment on a fertility patient.
So Dee, how do you feel the acupuncture helped you with your fertility?
Well, Lisa, I think if you'll remember, when I came to you initially in 2007, I was 43 years old and really didn't think that it was an option for me to have another child. I said I'd give it a go anyway because I'd been reading up a bit about acupuncture. You did a Tubman diagnosis on me. My kidneys were cold, my circulation was very poor, my womb was cold.
Yeah.
So I think after about 2 or 3 weeks on the herbs, I definitely started to feel a big improvement. After about 5 weeks of the needling, I actually started to believe that it might happen. I have a little girl now, she's 10 months old, so I found it wonderful, particularly for keeping me very calm and balanced, and what I like about the acupuncture is that it's a whole body treatment.
Yeah.
So yes, it's wonderful, very effective, very pleased with it.
Yeah.
It worked for me, it was the only thing that worked for me.
So now I'm going to show you a fertility treatment with Dee and show you what it entails. So I'm just getting the bed ready now for Dee. I'm going to get ready for her treatment. The needles that we use are single use, they're sterile and they're disposable, and they're about the width of a cat's whisker. They're very, very tiny. And I'm also going to incorporate the heat lamp. The heat lamp is really, really good to warm the womb, and it's really good for the circulation to the womb as well, and it's quite comforting as well. So now we're going to do the fertility treatment on Dee. And today it's just a demonstration, because normally I'd like to spend a good hour with each client and make sure they relax on the bed after a consultation as well. It can be an hour and a half of a treatment. There's certain points that we won't be needling today because Dee is post-ovulation and there could be a little life in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just introduce a few acupoints now. And this can help regulate the endocrine system. This can actually help with hormones, and also it clears the mind, and it can also help to de-stress. Okay. So just to demonstrate, the needles, they're single use, they're sterile, and they're the width of a cat's whisker. They're very, very gentle. They're not scary at all, I promise. And I'm just going to needle a point here just to show you. Alright, so Dee, taking a big deep breath for me there. And what we normally do is we normally needle and try to feel for the arrival of chi, which is the body's own energy. Okay? And that's it. Treatments vary week to week, because in the first week after menses, what we like to do is to make sure that the womb gets a good clean out. The second week will be to obviously stimulate ovulation. The week after ovulation will be to assist implantation, and the week after that then, which is when most people are on their 2-week wait and they're really, really stressed, is obviously to de-stress and to help relax the baby and help relax the new mum, hopefully. So just keep you warm.
And now we're off to Donabate, where Nick Kennedy oversaw the turning on of this year's Christmas lights, and he also bumped into one or two well-known faces.
So as the fun, the excitement and anticipation of Christmas is beginning to rise as we get ever so closer to that festive period, Donabate Village is holding a lighting up ceremony for their Christmas lights, sponsored by CP Electrical. And this evening we have carols from the Lambay Singers, we have Ciara O'Callaghan, aka Yvonne Doyle from Fair City, flicking the all-important switch. We have mulled wine and festive treats for all. And we also have a very special guest, Santa Claus. He's coming along to check on all the good girls and boys. So join me, one and all, and see what we've got in store this evening. So here we are joined by Ciara O'Callaghan, aka Yvonne Doyle from Fair City. Thanks for giving us a little bit of your time,
Not
Ciara.
at all, my pleasure.
So did you enjoy the mulled wine and the mince pies?
Unfortunately I haven't been able to have any wine because I'm driving, but the mince pies are delicious and the mulled wine smells good.
It does, it does. So yourself, do you enjoy a traditional Christmas?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm from Swords, and I'd go home to Swords every Christmas Eve, go kind of to see old friends home from
friends
different parts
and
of the
family,
world, and I'll stay with my parents for a few days, and it's very much the same every year, traditional. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah,
you know?
That is the thing about Christmas: tradition, family, friends, and as we all know, Ciara O'Callaghan from Fair City. So, have we got any juicy storylines coming up this Christmas that you can just let us?
Absolutely, but I can't tell you anything, and you know I can't. No. But the Christmas episodes are really, really good this year. Really, really good. Yvonne features hugely in the New Year's eps, but the Christmas and New Year's eps, they're very, very exciting. Lots of drama, so watch it.
Exactly. Now everybody knows that just to watch it, yeah? Because, well, your character obviously has the pregnancy with Paul and so on and so forth, so we'll see in the new year what happens with that.
Absolutely, there's lots happening in that story,
Excellent.
and more, So as you can imagine, nothing's straightforward with Yvonne.
Never is.
It never is.
Never
sure,
is.
Isn't that what makes good soap?
Well, that's it. That's what makes life interesting, you know.
Absolutely.
And then one final thing, you're on with Fair City on TV. You've been in films and stage and radio as well. Where would your passions actually lie?
I love it all, to be honest. I think that's the important thing as an actor, you know, to keep adding to your CV, for me, Fair City is what most people would know me for, but I do an awful lot of stage work. Been lucky to tour all over the world with theatre shows, and as long as I keep adding to my CV and as long as I love what I do, whether it's theatre, radio, film, TV, it's all about loving it.
So that's it from Donabate Village this evening. We've had our mulled wine, we've had our mince pies, and we've had all our entertainment. So from everyone here, it's a big Merry Christmas to all you at home.
Well, Well, that's it for part 1. Now join us in part 2 when we'll have a special report on Fingal County Council's controversial new decision to develop a massive landfill at the Nevitt near Lusk.
And Maria Butterly performs her new single, Angel, which has just launched nationwide. All this and your Fingal event guide after the break.
You know, after 6 days of creating the world, the Lord has surely earned his 7th day of rest. For instance, take the day he created the animals. Just as he was about finished, he picked up one more piece of clay. After shaping it to his liking, he added a pinch of courage, a dab of humility, 6 grains of faithfulness. This one he made just a little bit ugly, but he gave it a big handful of solemn wisdom, gave it a little pat, and sent it on its way. And then, upon a winter's day, and in the long ago, the dusty road to Bethlehem was trod by many feet.
Have you all heard the news of the wise men in town? Well, we'll have to tell it to these others who don't know, won't we? Well, apparently they have travelled a long, long way. They proclaim that a new king has been born in Bethlehem.
Caesar Augustus has decreed that the entire world must be counted in the census.
All heaven is watching your mission divine, and over a stable a star waits to shine, while shepherds and wise men all look for the sign. Little gray donkey tonight. A king will come, the prophets cried. A king will come, like no king has come before, on noble steed with golden crown and silver trumpet call. But on that silent, holy night, there was no pomp, no pride in Bethlehem. The child king came to Bethlehem upon a donkey small, a donkey old and tired and gray, with long and drooping ears. And no one dreamed he brought our world the light of after years. A donkey plodding through the dust to see God's will was done, and bearing on his rugged back the Virgin and God's Son. All heaven is watching your mission divine, and over a stable a star waits to shine, while shepherds and wise men all look for the sign. Blessed little donkey.
You're very welcome back to part 2 of The Queue, and now we're going to look at some of the upcoming events in your area.
Now, for those of you who've been suffering from cabin fever over the Christmas period, get yourselves down to Area 51 in the right venue on December 26th. It's a skilled interactive performance of angle grinding and stilt walking and much more.
Sounds good.
I knew that'd be up your alley, all right.
I'll be down there with my stilts. But if you're at anything else, maybe during the day, there's a thing called mumming.
Mumming? What's mumming?
It's people get together and they sing some songs, get musicians in. But that's going to be happening at the Seamus Ennis Cultural Centre, and it all kicks off at 2.
Excellent. And the Stage Comedy Club at the Abbey Tavern in Howth hosts its big Christmas comedy weekend on December 26th and 27th, and tickets are priced at €17.50.
Well, that sounds like a laugh.
Sure does.
But on Christmas morning, Ringceol Fingal, they're an organisation that promotes Irish music, song and dance, and they're going to be doing a gig at St Maur's Church in Rush, so try and get down at that. That's 9 o'clock Mass.
So there you go, folks. That's your guide to the Christmas events in the Fingal area from The Queue. Despite strenuous objections from local residents, Fingal County Council has been granted planning permission for a massive landfill near Lusk, reputedly costing millions to achieve. Our current affairs reporter, Lorcan O'Toole, has this to report.
Here we are now in the centre of Lusk, just a couple of miles from the site of the landfill. And the question that's on many people's minds is, what is this landfill going to mean for me? Apart from issues of water quality, property values, a question that a lot of people in Lusk are asking is, why now, why here? Lusk has had Belaley dump just down the road for the last 20 years. They were promised years ago that there would never be another landfill in the area, and yet 2 miles up the road we have the site of the Nevet. The people of Lusk want to know why.
Unfortunately for me and my family and for our neighbours, we're forced with eviction out of our homes. The CPO process is the route that Fingal County Council are taking with the people, and in essence this is the largest displacement of a community ever in Europe.
Well, I'm certainly very peeved about the whole thing, for me and for my family and for the people that's working for us. Like I said, we have 14 to 16 working here the whole time.
It would be devastating, I think, to our business, but not alone only our business, but to farmers of the area, because a lot of farmers supply our company, and they're going to have a knock-on effect with their business to us as well.
So you must be quite worried about this development. It's probably costing you sleepless nights.
We're very worried. It's our livelihood that's at stake here.
You look at what is a regionally important groundwater resource. Fingal County Council has decided to underplay all that and to say that it is just local importance. Again, trying to fly below the radar of the protection that would be needed. Whereas the European Commission and certainly any of the geological and hydrological studies that have been done indicate this is of regional importance. It only has to give 8 million litres a day in water to be regionally important. The estimate here is 80 million litres a day.
And the GSI, the Geological Survey of Ireland, so they're the statutory authority for determining whether there is an aquifer there or not, and they categorically informed the EPA oral hearing in particular that in their view there was no such aquifer. It's a very small amount of water that's available in the area.
PJ, how much has been spent on this project so far, and what have we got for that money?
Okay. We have spent a total of about €32 million on the project to date, and 25 million of that has been on the acquisition of lands, some land within the footprint of the site, but also we acquired a number of farms in the area around the landfill, which we would be able to use to swap with people who wanted to move from the landfill but stay within the local area. And then we have had some fees associated with developing the designing of the proposals and going through all the statutory process.
The story of the Nevet landfill is not yet finished. There is the decision of the Environmental Protection Agency due in the next couple of months, plus the legal action being taken by the Nevet Lusk Action Group. And who knows what other stumbling blocks may arise along the way. But one thing is for certain, with the granting of planning permission recently, the landfill has become one step closer to reality.
Thanks for that, Lorca. Now, plenty of food for thought there. What do you think? If you want to get involved in this or any of the other topics raised in today's show, you can email us at theq@fctv.ie.
So now that you're all loosened out, wouldn't you like to relax with a nice glass of vino? Well, hold that thought for a moment as Matthew Nugent went to meet Anne Moran and Siobhan Gibney of Gibney's Off Licence in Malahide for some great advice on quality wines this Christmas.
Hello FCTV viewers, this is Matthew Nugent, your wine correspondent, and I'm here in Malahide today. This is Gibney's Off Licence, the award-winning off licence in this beautiful little North County Dublin town. And we're going to go inside now and talk to Siobhan Gibney and Anne Moran about some wines for Christmas. So here we are inside Gibney's Off Licence in Malahide, and I'm with Siobhan Gibney and Anne Moran, and we're going to go through some wines for Christmas. Which wine are we going to look at first, Siobhan?
I think we're going to look at the Prosecco, which I think Anne, my colleague, will be happy to talk you through, Matt.
Shall we have a drop of it?
I think we will.
Well, Anne's opening there, Siobhan, you've been here, I think, 72 years this month?
72 years on the 6th of December. It's a family business, 5 generations. Traditionally Gibney's would have been, there were 3 pubs in the village, and Gibney's would have been one of the places that did the local delivery well before the days when people had cars. It was just the pub, and for Christmas they delivered the bottled stout and the bottles of Peace Porter and Leaframidge and Sauterne to the local families in Malahide, and that's what they were known for.
Anne, would you like to tell us a little bit about this?
Okay, well, Prosecco.
Prosecco.
I mean, obviously Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without your bubbles, you know. And I think everybody's feeling the pinch a little bit more this year than in any other years. And this is where Prosecco fits the bill perfectly. It's a much less expensive alternative to champagne. And actually, Matthew, a lot of people prefer it. And the reason being, I mean, the colour is very, very clear. Prosecco is actually the name of the grape also. Yeah. And it's always that lovely, clear, white colour. Nice little bit of fizz going through it.
And a beautiful apple.
Absolutely gorgeous. And there's also a little bit of a grapey underlining, and that's the thing about Prosecco. There's a lovely natural fruitiness to it. And you know, a nice thing you could do Christmas morning if you had a lot of people coming around for drinks. And in order to make it go a little bit further, a nice festive thing is to put some cranberry juice in the bottom of the glass. Traditionally Prosecco, you had the whole thing of Venice, Harry's Bar, where you had your peach juice. But for a Christmas alternative, some cranberry juice, the end of the glass, top it up, makes it go a long way, and it's a lovely festive looking drink.
Our second wine is called G7, and it's 7-generation family, and it is a range of varietals and reservas and grand reservas that Gibney's are importing exclusively.
Cabernet. So what valley is it from? Central Valley, is it?
It is Central Valley.
In Chile?
In Chile.
Yeah.
On the nose, lovely autumn fruits.
It's a lovely mellow nose. It's very rounded, isn't it? You know that the fruit is going to be soft on the palate.
I'm surprised for the price, the weight within the mouth as well.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's good weight in it.
Isn't there lovely weight on it?
Yeah. And you're right, very silky and soft.
Very elegant, yeah. I must say, a tremendous reaction to it.
Yeah, excellent.
And again, it's one, Matthew, that you could just sip and, you know, sit watching TV on Christmas Day. It doesn't necessarily need food. But the nice thing is that if you were going to have your traditional turkey and ham, it's not too overpowering. There's not too much spice there that would overpower, you know, the mellow turkey meat.
So just to recap, this is the G7 from Chile, which retails here in Gibney's and Malahide for $10.99 and is recommended for Christmas Day, along with the bubbles for earlier in the day. And here's the Prosecco, which sells for $13.99. Two very good choices. So FCTV viewers, that's our choice of wines from Gibney's here in Malahide for Christmas. I'd like to thank Siobhan and Anne for their time.
Pleasure.
On a very dull day outside, but it's been very warm in here, and we've tasted some great wines.
Thanks for that, Matthew. Now, I do enjoy a good glass of wine. Well, unfortunately, we've reached the end of our very first show, but make sure you tune in next week when our fashion reporter Jennifer Drennan will be out and about in the Blanchardstown Shopping Centre, and she's asking the recession question, do we really get more for less?
Lorcan O'Toole sits down with Minister for Communications Eamon Ryan to discuss the importance of community TV.
We'll also have Lisa and Bernie back in for more top advice, and we'll have other guests in for a bit of a chat.
Playing us out tonight is one of Ireland's most talented singer-songwriters. She plays in various venues around the Fingal area and has been influenced by the likes of Joni Mitchell and Eva Cassidy. She has just released her new single, Angel, and if you want to see her over the Christmas period, she'll be playing in the Johnstown Marriott Hotel from the 30th of December to the 2nd of January. She'll also be playing in various events around the Fingal area in the new year. Thanks for watching, guys, and do tune in on the 29th. Take it away, Maria.
So
generation